All right, we're back with another studio tour. Today we're with my friend Logan Wall, and stay tuned because we are going to be giving away a pair of brand new studio monitors absolutely for free. Let's get into it.
Watch me get it live.
All right, I can't believe I'm actually gonna say these words, but I have, believe it or not, switched to tea. I'm not kidding, it was less than a month ago when I was making fun of tea, and now I'm drinking it. First off, big thank you to Sweetwater for sponsoring this video and setting up one of you with a brand new pair of Kali Audio studio monitors. These are the LP8, these are 8-inch active studio monitors. Brand new, these go for $500, but if you enter the giveaway linked in the description, you can have a chance to win them absolutely for free. So thank you to Sweetwater for sponsoring this and giving one of you a brand new pair of 8-inch studio monitors. Now, as you saw in that little teaser, this studio is super cool. Let me tell you a little bit about my friend Logan. First off, Logan is an amazing person. Just a super good guy. Logan is an extremely talented songwriter, musician, engineer, producer, and mixer. A fun, short little story about Logan and I actually met Logan when we were sharing a space in East Nashville. Now, back when I first decided I was gonna start this YouTube channel to make these videos, Logan and I were in the same place, and he was very helpful and super encouraging. He even sent me some resources and stuff to sort of get me going, like with cameras. I didn't really know what the heck I was doing. So all that to say, this feels really cool, like a full circle moment to be able to go back and do a video with Logan at his brand new spot. Next, I mentioned Logan is a songwriter. This guy is a songwriting machine. He has been assigned songwriter for longer than I have known the guy, typically writing between 5 and 6 songs a week with other writers here in Nashville. Fun fact, if you didn't know, Nashville's a huge songwriting town. Some of the people that Logan has written with include Larry Fleet, Brantley, Gilbert, William, Clark Green, Donovan Woods, Augustana, The Cadillac 3, Logan Mize, Zach William, John Paul White. He's done production for Donovan Woods, Tom Douglas, Miranda Lambert, The Cadillac 3, Augustana, Kelly Bannon, and Tenile Towns. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Now, aside from being talented and very busy, like I said, just a good dude, good friend of mine. If you want to learn more and follow Logan, I'll put links to him down in the description, as well as the giveaway and links to all the gear I use. Affiliate links from Sweetwater. Again, thank you, Sweetwater, for sponsoring this video. Tell us what you like about the studio, some cool things that you saw that maybe you'll integrate into your setup. I know I'm always taking different things away from these videos. Stoked to be back with another studio tour. Let me know if you're excited down in the comments, and let's get into it. Logan. Dude, thank you so much for having us. We're here at Marathon Village.
Marathon Village, downtown Nashville.
What is this place?
So this building is it's full of retailers and office buildings and stuff now, but it was originally a car factory in the early 1900s.
Is this like a historic building?
Yeah, it's a really cool place, man.
And then you have your studio here, right?
I have
in
my
201.
studio.
So let's check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Wow. Okay, so we got a loft style right away.
Yes, sir.
Kitchenette.
Yeah, dude. Welcome. Come on in.
This is absolutely beautiful. Fun fact: this is one of the only studio tours we've done at night.
Oh, interesting. I feel honored.
It's because you told me you had this beautiful view.
The downtown. I mean, you can't not see it. You got it. If you're coming in here for this, it's just such a payoff. It's like, I don't know. This window. It's 17-foot wide window. It's like hard not to have a good view, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Downtown Nashville.
Right downtown.
All the beautiful colors, buildings, and this room in itself. Okay, so you said it was a blank slate.
Blank slate.
What did you change when you came in here?
Oh man. So the first thing that we did was we redid all the electrical.
Okay.
So like all the old electrical that was in here, just did away with it because I wanted it to be clean. I had an electrician come in. We ground tested everything. Everything is perfectly grounded. There's no shorts. There's no dimmer issues with the lights.
Great.
So that was the first main thing we did. Had them all paint everything, all the trim and ductworks were painted black. We want all that stuff to disappear up there. But after that, we started building the whisper walls. and that took, that was a few weeks.
Did you hire someone to help you put these up? So you put them up?
Yeah, I should have hired someone. Myself and my intern, Griffin, we did it. And
this was smart that you did this.
Yeah, they're not perfect. Man, like it is what it is. And looking back, if I had now, I would definitely hire someone to come in and do it and just take it off my plate. But at the same time, I had fun. It was fun to.
Well, yeah.
And I wanted it super neutral. So sometimes I have people come in and like right here's a great example where they just don't know there's a wall there.
Yes.
And they just lean in. But I think it's great. There's a cool little trick with anyone that has canvas whisper walls or any type of canvas anything. I learned a magic trick because my wife is a brilliant human being and she worked at an art gallery. And so when their canvases would get slack, you just take a water bottle and spray them. And like before your very eyes, it just flat.
Wow.
So if anything ever happens and these get, you just spray them with water and they go psh, self-tightening. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so whisper walls went in and then hanging clouds.
Did you bring these with you?
Yeah, so I had these from another studio that I built these.
Fit right in.
Yeah,
right.
Again, disappear, like black, disappear. Yeah. I don't want to see any of that stuff. And then back here, they're just whatever. But and then after we hung the clouds, it was shades.
Yep.
So big window. It's the sun literally sets or rises right. So early in the morning, it's like you can't not have shades.
Yep.
So those, and then curtains, and then gear, and just kind of still not done. I mean, I've only been in here for 2.5 official months.
I knew you in a past life.
Yeah.
At another room, and this room is so awesome compared to that room.
We try to level it up, dude.
It must feel really good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a funny memory. But yeah, man, this has been really cool to work on it. My wife is very happy that I'm done.
Yes, of course.
As you probably understand. I mean, it's like you got to clock out at some point. And this has been a process to get it here. But now it's usable, and it's an investment back into what we're doing.
All right, so tell me, like, what is this room? What are you doing in here? Who's coming in here?
Yeah.
Why is it laid out the way it is?
Well, it's laid out the way it is because this is literally how we moved it in. Like, it was like, I was mixing a record for a label, and I needed my room to be done where I could come in and work. And I literally was like, I had 2 days of gap between my old room, which is right down the hall, and the new room. So it's set up the way it is it's all arbitrary. But but it kind of works. Like, this room is mainly used for overdubbing. We do guitar, organ, whatever kind of overdubbing we need to do. Not so much drums. I'm still kind of going out into the Nashville world for drums, or having them remote sent in. But no, everything else it's kind of, we can do whatever we need to in here, and it's great. And with the luxury of that big room, the big hallway we're just in, I've cut drums out there.
Oh, what?
It's really cool, dude. It's really cool. They're just giant.
They don't care?
No, no one's here after 4:30 or whatever. Like,
man.
Yeah, it's like a playground. You roll a big snake out there and 12 mics, and it's like you're straight with Phil Collins. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so you're doing overdubbing and a lot of writing, right?
Tons of writing. Yeah, so songwriting is my main gig.
Yeah.
I'm a songwriter first. I've been writing in Nashville for 8-9 years with a deal.
Wow.
And so BMG, I got to shout them out. They're my publishers, and they cover part of this space with me.
That's
It's
great.
in my deal. That, that was one of the draws to going to them, was they're like, we'll give you a studio. So that's a huge blessing, and kind of the only reason I'm able to have this particular spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that it's like 50-50 production and writing right now.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy. It's juggling a lot of things, but yeah.
So producing with some of the people you write for?
Some, and then some things are just outside production gigs. Like,
okay, yeah.
Most of the people that I'm producing for, though, we have crossed paths on the songwriting front first.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works and how we get introduced, and they hear tracks or whatever it is, and it just happens super organically. Like, I got a call yesterday to do a record, and it was like someone I never would have imagined but we've written 2 or 3 songs together and they like the tracks. So
Yeah.
do your tracks, kids.
Yeah.
It sucks to do them, but those little demos turn into something sometimes. I was doing a ton of demos. That was bread and butter. After COVID, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I took a year off of writing out of a deal I asked out of my deal. And I was like, man, I gotta have some income. And so demos were the bane of my existence, but also saved my life. So
like production demos, is that what you mean?
yeah, like so other people's songs that had nothing to do with as a writer, which is, if you're a songwriter and you're a track person and you've been in that, you understand how kind of like demoralizing it can be to I would love to be in the room next time if you're writing, just give me a call, I'm here. So I would be doing tracks for these people who are like, everyone, they're on your radio right now. And so, but I would inside, I'm like, no, I had a deal for 6 years, like, trust me, I can write.
Yeah.
And so, but I took their demos. It was kind of a humbling thing. And those have now, I'm happily saying that I've, knock on wood, moving out of the demo world and doing, it's kind of pretty much strictly production for labels and all that stuff. So
that's killer, man.
Yeah, dude, it's been a good change, and this room has been a huge help for it.
If anyone watching this isn't aware, Nashville is one of the biggest songwriting places in the world.
Yeah.
That's fair to say, right?
I think it's pretty fair.
There's just a ton of collaboration and co-writing and really unique spaces like this one, where people just meet up literally, 5 days a week?
5 days a week. I try not to do 5 days a week. If I'm 5 days a week, you're gonna resuscitate me. But no, I mean two to 4.
Yeah.
On average. If you do tracks, it's usually two or 3. If you don't do, it's 2 to 4.
How long are those writes?
Oh, they can be long. They can be really long, dude. But they can also be really long because you're enjoying your time in your company.
Yeah.
On average, I show up at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Which is why my mom doesn't think it's a real job.
Yeah.
Because it's not. Show up at 11, and then I think we're on average, we're out of here by 3:30 or 4.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then I'm here for another 8 hours doing a track.
Yeah.
But it's pretty. It's. We're not complaining here that's not a job.
Yeah. No, it's great.
It's wild to say that. But yeah, Nashville is, here's an interesting fact for you. Like, it's not even really a fact, it's just talking about it and being grateful for getting to do this. But Nashville, like, songwriting in Nashville was this giant thing. It was an empire. It was just, we had it was like a gold rush for musicians back before streaming and all of the things that we won't even get into that. Yeah. But I feel like people don't think about it like this when you're writing. So this is more so for people who are listening, who are doing it and are like, why is this not working? And why is it?
Oh, yes.
I fight that every day, but I will say, if you're doing this, if you're writing songs and you're making any money doing music, there are less songwriters in Nashville than Major League Baseball players.
Okay. And
if you think about it like that, it's like, holy crap. Yeah. So that's one of the things that keeps me going and thinking about Nashville, just like, dude, people come into this room from all over the world. Yep. And they're doing it to try to, everyone wants to be a songwriter. You go ask all the tourists that are outside my room right now, like, would you want to write a song today? Oh, yeah. They're going to do it. Yeah. But so you watch baseball? I love baseball. I love baseball. That's what I got from those there. I played baseball in college. I failed baseball in college. Right on, dude. All right, well, let's talk about some of the fun little... Get into it. Quirks and gear and stuff. So I guess let's start right up front here. What? Console. What is this console? This console is a money pit. A big paperweight. No, I'm just kidding. This console is incredible. This is a PM2000, 32 channel PM2000. People often mistake this for the PM1000, which is the Japanese. This is kind of the knockoff of the API world, the API consoles back in the day. Okay. And yeah, it's a monster. I think it weighs, I don't even know how many hundreds of pounds. It's pretty big. It's a really cool board. You said 24? 32, right? Yeah, 32. 32 in. And then 8 bus? It's 8 bus, and the way that they do that is so weird. And you can have these modded a million different ways. Are they stereo? They're not. Okay. That's where it gets really wild. Yeah. So, everything has to be done with meters and You know, when you're, so I have them set, like, don't touch them. I should probably put tape over them.
Oh, yeah,
If anyone else was working in this room, I would probably have that. But everything there is like, they're level matched left and right. So you can do a 2-bus mod on those, which is great. You can put John Hardy's and the output transfer, whatever. I don't even know the gear technical stuff on it. But the Pres sound incredible. They sound like APIs.
That's great.
API-ish, I'll say that, because someone watching will be like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
But they're really fantastic for.
So is this a pre down here?
Yeah, so this is your
the Pres are down
step.
at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously faders.
Yep, faders, they're, you know, it's, I think there's input. I wish my tech was here to explain it, because he's the genius that keeps this thing alive. Yeah. But Mr. Greg Sanchez, shout out. But I believe it's input-output transformers on both, and this thing weighs. You can run over it with your truck, and it would be fine. Is it normal to Pro Tools? Yeah, well, it's coming back into my Apollo 16. Like, I have it split up, so like 8 channels of it are for tracking. I just leave them tied. Okay. And the other 24 are, you can come into Pro Tools for mixing. I've used it to mix. But now with mixing, man, I just don't. Oh, I got it. Yeah, see, there's the patch bay. It's hardwired to the 16, or to the, 16, and the 8s and whatever. So the way that I have this patch bay, whoever's watching this, do not judge me. I have just gotten it to where it all works. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you how it does. Yeah. But somehow I know if I plug here and I go there, it's gonna work. Yeah. And that's all I need to do on a daily basis. So. I am kind of using the board like a patch bay, if that makes sense. Sure, yeah. It's the brains to an extent, but also I'm not married to it. I can do other things. Yeah. And then you got some fun outboard stuff. So you got 8 that you're using on board, then you have some outboard stuff here. Yeah. What are these M1s? Are these Pres too? John Hardy's. Yeah, so those are maybe the most transparent preamp I've ever used. Okay. Really, it's like it's like what you sing and what you get, what you put the mic on, is what it's gonna sound like. And it's about as clean as you could possibly get it. Nice. Yeah. So they also are so sensitive. So they make an M1 version. So yeah, dude, do whatever. They make an M2 version, which was like a later thing. I don't even know, but apparently they knew that these were so hot. Yeah. It has like a high gain that is, I don't know why you would ever, if you're miking a mouse, you might use that. With the coals. Dude, they're so sensitive. Yeah, with the coals. Yeah. But they're really great going into the tube tech for vocals, acoustic guitars, super clean. Yeah. So right underneath it, tube tech CL1B. Yeah. Old school. And then you have this successor. You called me about this, right? We talked about that. Yeah, I did talk to you about it. So that's like stereo compressor, kind of Neve style. Yeah. Heritage audio. It was sold to me like 2254-ish. Okay. It's cool. I couldn't tell you, like, I haven't A-B'd it with Neve, a stereo Neve or anything. It's good I think it's good for what I'm using it on. Okay, so we got 151, 213, 141, 61 limit. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I love the blending function on that because it's kind of like built-in parallel. Right here, the mix dry. Right. Yeah, wet dry. Yeah. Cool. And it sounds good. I mean, it probably doesn't sound like a Neve. You know, everyone's like, it sounds like this, and it sounds like its own thing. It sounds like a successor. Yeah. I think they do that a lot. They'll take like an idea of something and kind of do their own sort of twist on 100%. But so I use that mainly on mix buses when I'm mixing. Oh, killer. And any EQ in the box? Usually EQ in the box. Yeah, I don't really do outboard EQs. I've just. And then your mix hitting that? Yeah. The burl? Yeah. That's right. I remember that. Yeah, dude. The burl is. And is that a B2 bomber? What is that? Yeah, it's bomber, and I'm running it. So it's just conversion, and it's going ADAT. So I'm not eating up any physical channels. Sure, yeah. So it's going ADAT back into the Apollo rig. Okay. And so it's the conversion, but it's speaking digitally. So, it doesn't reconvert or anything like that.
Killer. I love how it's kind of like down too, so it's still. It's not like
dude. I've had
big out of the way.
I've had the racks that live on the side.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't have 4 patch bays, which I probably should have. Is because I would rather have this footprint where everything works.
Yeah.
And I think I'm talking to the runway guys right now about some like possibly TT and doing snakes on the walls and all that fun stuff. So we're in talks about that. But that's just a big undertaking, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and over here we got some.
Yeah, so this is funny. This rack is a buddy of mine's who is graciously leaving this here.
That is so nice.
It's so nice of him.
I'll get his number on the way out.
Yeah. He's such a good dude and has become a great friend. And Don, your stuff is well protected, buddy. If you're watching, it's insured. Everything in here is insured. We're good. But I borrowed it because I was I tried a tube tech and I was like, oh my, it is. If you've never used a real tube tech, and you can find a way to borrow one or rent one, do it. It is a life-changing, for me, it was a game-changing tone addition.
Okay, so obviously vocals. What else do you needed on bass?
Bass.
Okay.
The bass is the sauce. I used to fight bass a million different ways trying to make it sound good, and I run it through a tube tech, and I forget that it's on. I forget that my bass is in the mix sometimes because it sounds like it's just there. Okay,
next question. Yeah. Are you running DI or microphone for bass?
I have a little.
Or you mix them? No,
I'm running through a tone hammer, and I just have settings that were.
Is that a DI?
It is, yeah. Let me see if I have it. It might be upstairs. It's like
a special DI.
Well, it's not even that. It's a cheap-ish pedal.
Okay.
But it has so many functions that you can power it phantom power, which is it's more like workflow functions that I love using it for. So I'll do funky stuff with it where I'll take the tone hammer and I'll run a high impedance mic, right? And so miking the cab with the tone hammer, and that's going to the pre.
Okay.
And so the pre is then getting affected and messed with, and it just you can also do it on the tone hammer. And I'm kind of using the tone hammer as an outboard piece of gear pre-recording.
Yeah, of course.
It's a little, it's a little heady, but
no, so, I'm here for it, dude. That's dude, tell me what you do.
Yeah. The bass is nuts through it with the tube tech. And I'm also doing that with, like I said, guitars. And then I'm doing just recently have fallen in love with just direct into the tone hammer into the pre with an electric guitar. It is nuts.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So, big fan of tone hammer.
Is that an old thing, or they still make those?
Yeah. You can buy one. Yeah, okay. There's nothing special about it.
Okay.
Other than you just mess with it. Use it for things that you wouldn't think.
Who makes it?
It's Aguilar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like the green.
Yeah, the bass.
It's on my second board upstairs.
You run bass into the basement?
No, just into the tone hammer.
Okay. Well, what are you putting the mic on?
So that's if I'm doing electric guitar.
Oh, electric guitar. Got it.
So if we're, guitar into the amps, high impedance mic, tone hammer to pre.
Yep.
Yeah. So really, it's like you're miking it, but you're also doing it through a guitar. It's the weirdest thing.
No, I got you.
It just adds like a beef. Yeah.
And then you got the Princeton mic'd up.
Yeah.
So when you're cutting electric guitar, you pretty much just hit that?
Yeah. Princeton is my favorite.
We got 57, 121. 57. Did you invent that?
122.
Oh, 122. Sorry.
I did not invent that. I wish I did. That was a very smart person. But again, shout out to the runway guys. This is their cable situation. Those things are ridiculous. And so 122, SM57, pretty much the OG,
All right, I'm looking at these settings here. All right, so we got 5.5.
Dude,
that's a good spot.
Don't look at those settings, bro. Those
guys,
things,
write these down.
I just took a paintbrush trying to dust those things. There's no telling what those are set on.
Bass on 3, that's a good spot.
Oh, on the Princeton?
On the Princeton.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, you don't need bass all the way up to 8. No one in Nashville uses their bass that high, I'm telling you.
Okay, and got some good pedals over here. Now the guitars, that's where the money is.
Yeah, that's
okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 acoustics,
They're
8
not all
acoustics.
Mine. I'm cutting a record right now. Some of them are the artists, a couple of them.
What would you say are some staples for a production room in Nashville? Acoustic.
Yeah, I mean, for what I'm doing, it's all different.
J45.
Right? Yeah, I mean, even if you don't go brand, you need a dreadnought. Yep. You need like a little parlor. They're all paintbrushes. Like Van Gogh didn't just paint with a 2-inch brush.
Yeah, no, I totally.
And so this is my baby and my kind of pride and joy, which is like J45. I was not a big believer until I got one.
Wow, look at that headstock.
Yeah, dude. So this is a 44, a banner, and there's a really cool story on banners. I don't have to get into it. It's a long thing, but it's a 44 J45. Kind of, that's like if you look up guitar in the dictionary, it's gonna have a picture of one of those probably.
Kind of feels solid.
Yeah. This is a wartime guitar, so they're like.
Oh, that sound is so. That's guitar. Like a songwriting.
Yeah, it's almost like Rubber Bridge. It's the strings are so dead. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Spotify me.
Hot 10 whenever you make it.
Just rips it.
So that's a...
Okay, yep, 44.
J45?
J45.
Yeah, there's J45, and then my older, I always love having a Gibson and a Martin. So that's a 71 D28. It's fine. 70s.
Man, yep. I'm sorry, I just got...
People feel a certain way about 70s, but if you... Drop D.
Oh.
Got him.
Feels and sounds beautiful. I have a D18.
Oh yeah,
I just got.
Great guitars. There's one of those upstairs. They're incredible.
Now I just want to hang out and play guitar.
Come do it, dude. Yeah, that
sounds great.
This was a Craigslist Nashville. This is my Miracle Martin. Like, just it was like the headstock was, or the neck block was broken, and so all of this was shifted here.
Oh yeah.
And I had my Luthier buddy bring it back to life. So 71. And then this one, I gotta talk about this one. This is my live, when I play live. It's a D28, HD28 herringbone.
Oh, okay.
12 fret though.
A little cleaner.
Basically just the bodies are bigger, and which means that the neck has to go somewhere. And so these 12 frets are so cool. I don't know what it is, but they just have this.
I mean, that's a huge body.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is bigger than my torso.
It matches me.
It's crazy.
That's why my wife and family got that for my 30th birthday. It's my touring guitar, my live guitar when I go play shows, which is very rare nowadays, but great guitar. Yeah, there's a ton of them. I have a problem with buying guitars. It's any other gear I could kind of do without unless it's necessary.
I'm sure some people watching this could relate.
I just walk into guitar shops, man, and it's just like, if I find one that I love, I will buy it.
Are you a reverb guy?
I don't buy guitars on reverb.
You don't?
No.
I know
should try it.
I know some people who have problems, who could be diagnosed with reverb problems.
Well, like half of these guitars in here I bought being like, I could flip this. I could make, I could buy, this is a great deal. I'm gonna flip this. Yeah. And then I never flip them. So, but yeah.
What are you using this little guy for?
Dude,
this is an old champ, right?
I don't know what year, this is again, an artist. We're working on a record, so it's just kind of in here. This is the one that makes this trick work so well. Yeah. These crappy, terrible, cheap amps that are, it's not terrible, but it's just like not, when someone thinks guitar amp, they don't go, oh, that. But that is the thing that makes that trick blow your mind.
Now, you're not like chunking chords on this. You're doing like a riff or something on this, right?
I mean, dude, you can chunk some chords. If you want to chunk some chords, it still sounds great.
Like full 6-string chords through that kind of?
It depends what kind of dirt you want.
Yeah. I feel like it would be a great lick.
It's a great little like Sig lick amp. And it does kind of one thing. So you just turn it up to
all the way.
11. I think it actually, is it 11? It is 11. Or no, 12. Turn it up to 12, which is like a Spinal Tap thing. And it makes some noise. That's and I don't leave them on like this. I'm doing that for the video. But
I was gonna say, I'm like, man, it's cooking. You must use it a lot.
No, electricity bill would be fun.
Okay, so we went through the acoustics.
Yeah.
Bass. I see one bass here.
There's one bass.
P-bass?
Not a big bass guy. No, it's
J bass. Jazz bass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a US jazz. I would love to do the P-bass thing. Every time I talk about doing it, I find a guitar I would rather buy.
Yeah, fair enough.
But like I said, that tube tech can make.
What do you put? What strings do you nickel on the jazz bass?
Oh
Do you
Do
know?
that to me, dude. Andrew. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna
nickel.
I
Yeah,
look
yeah.
so unprofessional to your viewers because I have no idea about
No,
the
I'm,
really
I'm just curious.
technical stuff. But yeah, I think they're just D'Addario,
Yeah.
debate, whatever bass strings you can buy.
Well, you know, because some people you put flat wounds on stuff.
This used to have flats, and I put flats on my electrics actually, on some of them,
Yeah.
not all of them. But like a Strat with flats is like one of the coolest things. It just rhymes too. So like,
flats. I gotta try it at home. I'm gonna go put some flats on.
do it. That's great. Yeah. Old,
Killer.
old 335 low.
Woo! Oh,
70.
look at that. Look at that finish. That is beautiful.
72-ish. I don't know. Someone out there probably knows more than I do about it. Gibson's serial numbers were kind of awful, so
Yeah.
you'll never know.
And then you got a tape machine here.
I do.
What? How? You know what? What were some of the records that you used this on that you were really stoked about?
Dude, one of my favorite records I worked on, I don't even know how, it has like, a good buddy of mine, we did it. It's Jack Conley and the Haunts, and it was, the record is called Toro. And we did that, and he came from Texas. He came up for 7 days.
Yeah.
We just locked down in my studio, ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and recorded. And it was like literally old school recording in its finest.
Yeah.
There were no computers on. We literally threw the computers on the floor and just had that and the gear. And so we made that record. I made my record when I had a deal. We did it with tape. I've done one-off things here and there. It's really fun, but there's a reason people don't do it.
Slower. I mean, just the rewinding is.
Yeah. Real time. I mean, everything's real time.
Literally.
That's the positive to it, though, for me.
Yeah.
Is like it forces you to be literally in the moment. Like,
Yeah.
and you're not doing. The main thing for me is, man, like, you got 23 tracks. Time code 24. You got 23 tracks to make a record.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you can't beat what you did on the last take, it's got to stay.
Yeah.
And so it's just a workflow. It's more so for workflow than for tone. The tone is a whole other animal.
Yeah.
I still don't think plugins can do it 100%.
Yeah.
I might be burned at the stake for that, but
But you know, like if
they're
you don't
really
have
close.
one, you know,
But here's the thing:
they're
it's the
still
trade-off
useful.
of like, I know exactly what people will say. It's like,
Yeah.
well, is it worth
Yeah.
all the other stuff to have, you know, half a percentage of increase of tone? I don't think so, but I love it. I still love it.
But if you're at a studio that has one that works, that's ready to go, and someone who knows how to run it.
Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, just I would like to think that, you know, someone comes in and sees that. Most of the time, people have zero idea what that thing is. They look at it in the corner and they go, "What is that?"
Is that the furnace?
Now that thing came from New Jersey, out of a studio. I was told it was from Chungking. I could be mistaken. You might know someone that could.
I don't even know what that is.
Studio in downtown Jersey or New York. I don't remember. One of those upstate. And I got it from Newark, New Jersey. It was like we blocked traffic for an hour.
Did you get that?
And dude, I've never seen so many middle fingers in my life. It was wild. And so my dad and I, it was like that's kind of there for sentimental purposes too, you know.
That's awesome.
This is a Wurlitzer 112A. It's the Ray Charles model Wurlitzer.
Can we hear it? Can you flip it on for a sec?
Yeah, absolutely. So my dad and I found this on Craigslist in Memphis, like
Okay.
$200.
Oh,
And so that's kind of the fun with gear and like why I love getting gears, because I love finding a deal and saving something.
yeah.
And this was like definitely something that needed to be.
Oh, dude.
It's just like got that thing built into it. And so
Oh, I love it.
these are the wildest, they're impossible to find.
Yeah.
And my dad re-engineered. So if anyone's watching this and has a 112A, you're gonna want one if you don't have a pedal. But there's no more like it. Like he just made that for this thing, and he's a brilliant guy.
I'm noticing like all the right things for writing songs.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's a good point.
not a lot of uptight engineers are gonna hang around, but people who write great music are gonna love everything in here.
Well, dude, the people that I spend my life with on a daily basis are artistic.
Yeah.
They are spur of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They are, you know, no one's coming in here going, what's the ohm rating on that input channel? And that's fine.
Get out.
No, it's fine. Like, I love that stuff. I personally love that, but that's why I like being a producer, because my role as a producer is to take what someone very technical is saying, making the language so that a creative person can understand it.
Absolutely.
Or being the liaison for that information. So
I try my absolute best to do that with my videos, only because I'm that layman myself. I'm like, if I can say it in a way that it makes sense to me, then hopefully my mom can understand it. Shout out mom. Okay, this is an older 87.
Older 87. I think I actually emailed Neumann, because you can't just run serial numbers. You have to email them to get all this stuff. So, I mean, would you expect anything less? It's a great mic. This is a Tracy Corby. If anyone knows Corby Audio and Corby Cat mics, this is a Tracy Corby tuned capsule. And what I've noticed with that is that, like, you don't really notice a difference when you're just a main vocal, a lead vocal. But when you go to stack harmonies and doubles, all the mid-rangey stuff that happens on these things that they're notorious for, it's no longer a problem. And so stacking vocals, it feels like you're just like butter. It's just so
Let me
nice.
ask you a question. If let's say I got a 87 new, would you want to do something like getting a capsule tuned on a new 87?
I don't know. It's kind of like painting a brand new car. Like, I don't know that that's I couldn't recommend that in good conscience.
Would you do it if you got one and you're like, oh, it's really great, it's
If
new.
I knew what that sounded like and was getting one, every day, every single time.
There you go.
Just because I can't, 87s are a polarizing microphone for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they are a standard in recording history, right? Like everyone just know, same thing with that tape machine. People that know, they walk in and know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got a purple badge.
How are you sending? Like, are you
one cable, one Ethernet cable? I would love to be able to send 16 channels over ADAT to those personal monitors.
Yeah, you got to do 8-line and 8 ADAT.
I know. Yeah. And that's like I'm not eating up 8,
line. Yeah.
Analog.
Come on,
any 8 lines. So that's just one of those things.
So you just send stereo.
You're
like 2 stereo tracks.
Dude, honestly, if you make a record with me, I think that's one of the benefits. Is like I'm not uptight about any of this. Like if it sounds good, it's good.
Yeah.
Like I went to school for it too, and probably wasted a lot of money. like trying to, I don't know, fake like I was understanding all of that. But to me now, I'm just like, man, if it sounds good, it's good. And if it's 8 channels and they can record their vocals with that, then it's fine.
Perfect.
And dude, with the Apollo stuff, I mean, in your bedroom, there's so much more. When I started learning with recording, like messing around with this stuff, it was probably 2010 when I started messing with recording gear. And it was like PC, and it was like Presonus Fire Studio. That was like what I learned on Studio One, which is also honestly a great software
to
learn
on. Are awesome.
And so, but you can do so much more with this one little box than I could have done with a full studio in 2011, 2010. So it's all like whatever you need in your spot to get it to work and to make music. The speakers.
Speakers. Yeah. Which models are these again?
Focal Twin 6 BEs.
Twin 6 BEs. How long have you been using these?
5 years.
5 years. Oh.
Yeah. I've had them
put some miles on them. Yeah.
Yeah. They have, and they're like, they sometimes feel a little small for this room, honestly, which is why I'm pushing them with the sub. So every other room I've ever had, they've been like way too much, and now I'm like, dang it, I need to upgrade. I need to go. Which these are great speakers.
Would you go Trio 11s? They just put out the new Trio 6 BEs.
Yeah.
An updated version of them. I don't know if they have an updated Trio 11s. The Trio 11s are big boys.
They're monsters. I've seen them in a couple other studios. I can't remember. Maybe it's just like with other guys that I write with. They're kind of the same flavor, right? As the Focals. It's just more stuff.
I don't know. I've never had the Twin 6s, so I don't know. I had the Trio 6s.
Are they 2 drivers? Sorry, 2 crossovers?
It's a sub, mid, and a tweeter.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a 3-way.
3-way speaker. That's great.
Yeah.
I love the folk house stuff. This was also when I was buying, you know, that was kind of my first big purchase on my own. That was like me spending big boy money to get these. And this is all I knew. I worked in a studio downtown straight out of college, and that's what they had. And I was like, well, that's what I'm, which is why, I mean, people watch your videos and they're going to see stuff and they're like, well, that's what he has. So so it was kind of that thing where I bought what I knew. And now I don't think I ever really exhausted, you know, researching other things. And so I would love to kind of have another set of something. We were looking at I know you have Barefoot, so I was looking at the Barefoot, the micro mains, which were
micro mains 27. I know I'm trying to wheel and deal and get myself a pair, because I think the problem with my Trio 6s is I think they were too big for my room, or something with the design of, I don't know what it is. They're fantastic speakers, unbelievable, sound great. But my room, they just weren't kicking it, and the footprint of ones that I'm using for Barefoot now are so dialed in the spot that they're in, where I can have them kind of like this, closer to me. And they sound huge, but I've been to a couple studios and listened to those micro 27s, and
dude, they're insane, and they're beautiful in a room. And the same thing with all the gear we've been talking about. When someone walks in that does what we do and they see that, they just go, oh, okay, you're not messing about here.
Not the cheapest speakers are like 10 grand and some change, I think, before shipping, unless you get.
But dude, I mean, if you're Jeff Gordon, you're not driving a Honda Civic, so like you want to have the best thing in your trade and in your craft, and I just feel like that's a good investment.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. If you had told me that price when I was starting, I'd be like, I'll quit now. Thank you very much. This is never gonna happen, but it does happen, and that is a point in your.
But dude, when you're listening to them all day, every day, and it's so like, just
that's
rewarding.
That's the thing. They're pleasant on the ear. I would love to try a few other things in here. I just haven't quite gotten to, you know, remotely removing anything. I'm just like finally set up and happy.
Well, dude, I'm super pumped to be able to come here and hang out. This is my first time coming to your spot since we were roommates. Fun fact, that was back when I started the channel. So on my very first videos on this channel was when Logan and I were under the same roof. And
Crazy,
and it's been quite a while right since there.
Life has been good.
You're very good, How can I follow you? How can I listen to some of the stuff you've done?
Dude,
where are you online?
So Instagram, Logan Wall _music. That's kind of my main. That's really the only thing that I do to kind of update and post. But
TikTok, OnlyFans.
I have a TikTok. I do not, and TikTok is a whole other rabbit hole. No, OnlyFans. Probably, honestly, if I want those micro mains, I should probably do something. Music's coming out. There's a record that I just mixed that I'm really proud of that's coming out, and I did some co-producing on it too.
What's it called?
Cadillac 3, The Years Go Fast. And it's coming out October 27th. So
sweet, perfect. It'll be out when you watch it.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much, and I'll put links to Logan down in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.